Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Presented by Carolina Lightweights. Come dip with us. When the action begins in the studio, our referees for tonight's event are El Gato, Azul, and Carolina Real Streamers. For the viewers in attendance and Facebook and YouTube users around the world, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. Live from the El Gato Azul TV studio in Louisville, Texas, it's time! What's up, slime lovers? Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Chris, a.k.a. El Gato Azul. My partner in slime over here, Mr. Jamie Dunn, Carolina Lightweights.
What's up, everybody?
How's everybody doing out there tonight?
Man, we're doing good. How about you, brother?
I'm doing great. We fished a pretty cold snap of weather this last weekend. It was brutal, man. It was a very strange trip. You know, we had a west front blowing in the day we fished, and the fish had been feeding hard off of a shad kill about 4 or 5 days before. And every time we'd burp a fish, they would throw up this clear, nasty liquid with bones. And by the time we were done fishing, the back deck had a half inch of slime on it, man. It was frozen slime. So,
man, I know y'all look like y'all had killed them this weekend.
We smoked them. We left our best fish in the lake, but it was a weird bite. 3 trips in a row, we've had that short strike, just wanting to grab it and hang on and not turn. You know, we had a super fish that was just grabbed it and it's like a wrist breaker. Wow. And, you know, I hoed off into it. I think it was whisker hooked. I felt something kind of give, and it ripped loose and was gone. So that's fishing, but appreciate everybody stopping in. Jamie, I know you got a bunch of new stuff in the works. I got some of it in the mail.
Yeah, we got all kinds of new swag going on, man. We've added lead weights this week. We've added new rattles this week. We've added all kinds of new stuff. So we've got a lot more coming. We're going to expand out pretty good size. So we're going.
Exciting stuff. I love when you got new gear coming out and you send it to me to test. Yep. Love it. So tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about the winter pattern. I fish lakes, so I'm a lake guy. And we're going to be discussing basically the number one pattern for targeting trophy catfish in the winter, which is finding the biomass and fishing it. But before we get started, let's run through here and say what's up to everybody. We got a pretty good crowd in here. Big Mike's first, says, hey, y'all. What's up, Big Mike?
What's up, buddy?
Hope I see you at CatCon, buddy. It's going to be a good time. We got my boy Bill, Killer B Outdoors. He's my buddy. He's a police officer. He's not able to fish right now because he's working the stock show, making that overtime money. But Bill, we need to get out there. I think the stock show's about over, so it's time you jumped on the war machine, buddy. We got Clayton the Fishing Nut. Well, he's changed his name to Certified Fishing Nut. So how do you get to be a certified fishing nut, Clayton? That's the question. We got Carolina Lightweights. What?
Rebecca. She's
We got Poor Boy Catfishing Nation. What's up, buddy? Welcome in. We got another one of my police buddies, James Brandon. He's the chief of police over at South Lake, and he's been fishing on the War Machine a couple of times. We've had some good times recently fishing with him. he's had some boat problems. Cold weather got his, I think it was his shackle maybe, or maybe it was his leaf spring on his trailer. I saw that happen a lot this last week with guys. So hopefully they get you back in the mix quick, James. If not, you can jump on with me again, buddy. We got Eagle Eyes Tienda. What's up? He's one of our Operation Vets with Nets boys. We got Cookies Outdoors. That is Alex Doty. What's up, buddy? We got Dimitri Lockett. He was supposed to fish with me Sunday, but his mama was in town with him, and she had to go back early. So I believe he'll be back in a couple of weeks, and hopefully conditions are perfect or at least pretty good for us to hammer them. We got Rich Segura, Operation Vets with Nets, providing real therapy.
What's up, buddy?
He says, okay, I'm confused. You and Jamie are on different sides. What are you talking about, Rich? I've seen those pictures you've been posting. Rasta Rich, man, he's confused. We got the King of Tennessee, Mike Burkhart. What's up, bro? Welcome in.
What's up, brother?
Facebook user says, same shit, different day. And that is the truth. We got Whisker Dreams. What's up, buddy? Welcome in. We got Illinois Blues Brothers.
What's up, y'all?
All Story. Welcome in, everybody. We got Song of Songs 50. Grammy here. Oh, that's great. Is that Jackson's Grammy? Welcome in, Grammy. That's Alana's mother. So moving on down. We got Michael Letty. What's up, Michael? We got Vess Cooks. What's up, Vess? Welcome in, bro. We got Jeff Gordon. What's up, Jeff? Welcome in, man. We got Elite Productions. That's a new one. New subscriber. Appreciate you coming in. Where are we? I lost track there. Man, good crowd in here tonight. Guess everybody wants to know the secret.
Yeah, man, we've been busy on social media this week.
Banking Cats, what's up, buddy? Welcome in. Ripping Lips, welcome in. Fishing on Faith, welcome in. That's Adam Jr. He's a little junior angler that comes on the boat. We got to get you back out, Junior. It's been too long, buddy. And Chasing Fish. So, nice little crowd.
Yes.
Tonight, we're going to be talking about fishing the biomass. And what is a lot of people are like, what's the biomass? The biomass is basically the biological mass of fish that are in the lake. And in, in the wintertime and certain, late fall, early spring, biomass stays together. It's the large concentration of fish. Some of my old-time buddies would say it's the 90% of the fish that are in 10% of the lake. So, this time of year, all the fish pile up together. And you might be fishing for catfish, and you might catch a big bass. You might catch, a big striper. And if you were to throw your net on what you're looking at on the graph, you might catch 6 different species of fish in one throw. And why do they do that? This time of year, I hear a lot of people say you follow the bait, and the bait is following the phytoplankton and the plankton. But this time of year, the bait's not really feeding. They're looking more for a temperature zone to stay comfortable.
Yeah.
So they're looking for refuge. After big fronts, they're moving deep. They're trying to survive. They're in survival mode. They're trying to get out of that shallow water and make it down into an area that's going to be more comfortable and more survivable. And big fish, big game fish, they think just the same. And the thing is big game fish, they're still somewhat eating. They just don't eat as often. But big blue cats, they're not they're lethargic, but not as lethargic, and they stay around that biomass and feed heavy, and they gain sometimes up to 20% more body weight when they're feeding on that biomass, because it's easy pickings. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. Anybody has questions throughout, just holler at us, and put them in chat, and we'll try to get them answered. Jamie, I know fishing the river is completely different, but is there somewhat of a biomass that you're looking for on the river?
Well, basically on the rivers, right now, all the fish are pretty well grouped up in deep holes. And, even the catfish is gathered around all the flatfish and all just, it's anywhere you find a real good deep hole on, turns, bends and stuff in the river, normally is where you're going to find them. So they're all grouped up right now.
And and in that group, it's the same as in a lake. You're finding bait fish with game fish with catfish all together.
Yeah. I can pretty well sit there and catfish. I can catch crappie. I can catch bluegill. I mean, I can catch, all of them right out of one hole. So they're all just clumped up right there together.
Yeah. So what gets them going? What creates the biomass? And basically what happens is in late fall, we get big cold fronts, and a lot of fish will be as the lake is mixed. Okay, when you get a big hard cold front, it stratifies the lake, and the fish that were comfortable up shallow all of a sudden say, we got to get the hell out of here, and we got to find the comfort zone, because catfish, bait fish, game fish, they all think the same. They have two major factors that influence them. It's food, because they want to eat, and it's comfort. They want to be comfortable. In the wintertime, the bait has one major thing. It wants to be comfortable and survive. So game fish, they still eating. So they orient around the bait. So what are you looking for? You're basically guys are like, well, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't even know what's on the graph. It's just so thick. I can't tell what it is. What are these? I said, that's everything. Fish it. Mm-hmm. And in the fall, it starts out in about 10 feet. And it's pretty spread out. It's kind of scattered, but it's in a large area, and you can get out there and drift it and fish it. As these winter cold fronts roll through, they group up even thicker and thicker, and then they move deeper. Every time you get a front, they move out a little deeper. On a warming trend, they start spreading back out and moving back up the lake. And so over time, you're going to figure out how far they like to move after that front hits, and you can start basically tracking them on no matter what lake you're on. I can go to any lake. I can find it and do well. So some of the things we're going to show y'all, I'd like to show y'all some of these graph pics today, the biomass. We'll probably show some navionics pics to kind of show y'all how they move up and down the lake. But my main focus my main areas of focus are usually around the channel. So after a big front, I'm going to be on the channel. They will pile so thick into that channel, you don't even know what you're looking at. You move off the channel, there's some fish, but it is not like that channel. And you'll catch 10 times as many fish if you're in those high target type areas. So let me see what we got here. I've got a bunch of pictures I've downloaded onto my. So here's one. Okay, this is the biomass. And what this is right here is hybrids, sand bass, big gizzard shad, and threadfin all up above. Now, normally you won't see the threadfin separate too much from the pack, but I believe here what was happening is those hybrids were feeding on them. So it pushed them up a little more, and that's generally not, you're not going to see that a whole lot. Sometimes when you're fishing the biomass, you won't see a whole lot of separation. And a lot of guys will say, I don't fish it unless I see bait balls, but that's, you don't have to see bait balls. You just want to be around the mass of fish. My buddies will send me pictures. They're like, Chris, what am I looking at here? And I'm like, that's what you call a jackpot. Fish it. And when you see this, you're going to see a mile of it, maybe 2 miles long of this, where you don't even know what you're looking at, but it's just go time. And you can see here, these fish that are probably 3-4 feet off the bottom, those most likely are the hybrids. And these ones that are hugging the bottom, those are catfish. There's a large one over here to the right side of the screen. There's some decent ones right in the middle. And this is the biomass. They all kind of work synergistically. And they're lethargic. So the catfish they like to feed on these big fish that are eating the small thread fins. Here's another one we fished 2 weeks ago. Now, this is not as thick. This is probably, I believe this is 4 days after the front. And there was another front hitting this day. It was a western front hitting, but it was loaded with fish. We hammered them all day long. This was in 40 feet. Now, this isn't as thick as you'll see it, but when I saw this, I didn't even need to scan it. I knew where I was. I knew that I was going to go through a mile of them like this. And it was hammer time when we saw this. So when you're moving up and down the lake, guys, you know what, the way that I'll target it is, let's say this is the main river channel in red. And up towards the top is this 25 to 28 feet up towards the top. Down here towards the bottom where that channel winds off, it's 40 feet deep. Okay, water temperature was in the 50 2 weeks ago. I was fishing up to the top. The biomass was all the way up there by that point. And as we got this big polar front, it pushed everything within 1 or 2 days. It moved them down 2 miles. They moved 2 miles all the way down to that where that Y is in the channel. And if you stayed right on that channel, it was so thick with big catfish. I mean, there was thousands of them in that channel. You move off to the right, there was still some, but not like in that channel. So, after that front blows through, they're not just going to stay on that channel either, guys. They're going to move. So day 1, they're on the channel. Day 2, they're probably on the channel. Day 3, they start moving out from the channel and maybe start moving north if it's warm. So,
Chris, on day 3, how far would you say they started moving out?
Day 3, they could be 200 yards off of the channel. So day 3, you're still, I call 200 yards pretty close to the channel. That's striking distance. And they just kind of migrate out from there. And so when the next front comes, they all go running right back for refuge. It's just a cycle throughout the winter. Now we got maybe 6-8 weeks that we get of that, where it's really predictable for giants. And if okay, the front was 4 days ago, that you can fish anywhere from that channel, basically 300 yards either way of that channel and up and down that channel. They're going to move up and down that channel, and they're going to move out from that channel. So any type of secondary channel, if you can follow that up, that's the way I fish it, and it works like a charm. We generally don't have bad days of fishing. Something has to have gone way wrong for us to do poorly, because at this point, it's science. It doesn't always pan out, but it's a very predictable pattern when you know how far a fish will travel from day to day. They generally don't go super far unless you have a major weather occurrence. If they were there 2 days ago, okay, they're going to be somewhere within half a mile there, up and down that channel on either side of that channel. So
now I know y'all just had a good ice storm and probably a snowstorm there. Now, you knew exactly where they're going to be.
I knew exactly where they were going to be.
Yeah.
So I told my buddy that fished with me, I said, we're going to stop and check some spots. I said, but this is not where I think we're going to fish. I told him where I thought we were going to fish. We stopped, we checked some spots. It looked great. I said, but this ain't it. This is not the biomass. It looked really good. There was fish everywhere. It just was not super thick. I said, let's just go to where I think they're going to be. And if they're not there, we can always come back and fish this. And as soon as we got there, I went full speed to the channel. It was about a 2-mile haul. I hauled ass. I came off plane, and as we stopped on the channel, the graph was just lit up with 8-10 feet thick. You couldn't even see what it was. I was like, this is the freaking, this is it. It's like, we're about to freaking hammer them. And, if you got out of the little zone, it was still fishy, and it would excite you if you didn't know about the bot trying to fish the biomass. It's exciting to see it. But when you get in the biomass, it's like, you're like, holy crap. So as soon as this is what we fished.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And this is basically just fish after fish every 2 feet. And it actually got much thicker than this. So this centerpiece that you see, it just looks like a couple of big boulders or trees or something. That's all fish. And each mark is fish. And the bigger ones towards the bottom are big fish. And there is a little bit of small bait that's pushed up, maybe, I don't know. That's probably 10 feet up off the bottom. But it was pretty much sand bass all the way, as thick as you could see. Side image looked like this. It just looked like clutter. There were so many fish. And you can see just on this screen, I mean, it's very difficult to see because I just took a screenshot or I just took a camera shot of it. But in this picture just alone, there's probably 8 to 10 big fish. It's just loaded with sand bass. It's loaded with bait. It's loaded with everything. And, it just, here's another picture of a biomass picture. Not the same day, but very fishable. This is probably 3 days after the storm. You could see the bait's getting the hell up off the bottom, and the fish are underneath it, hammering them. And that's basically it. When you get around that channel, you're going to start seeing stuff like this.
Yep.
And you don't even need to know what that is. Trust me, you're going to freaking catch them. Because there's all species there. And the biggest fish, they're not feeding on these balls of shad that are up here. They're feeding on these smaller game fish that are sitting underneath them that are lethargic. So that activity that they're creating draws them in there, and it's go time. Let me get caught up on comments.
So time you got set up, y'all started just pounding away on fish right away, didn't you?
Started pounding them right away. Last 3 trips, we've had a fish on within 5 minutes. And you wonder how many fish you're hitting and going over that aren't biting. Like, you know, when you're catching catfish, guys are like, oh, there's one. Oh, there's one. Okay, well, there's 200 of them, but we caught, you know, I think we caught 10 big fish that day. We probably left 10 of them in the lake because it was a weird bite. It was a west wind, and y'all know west wind sucks for catfishing. But all my buddies that fished, I had some buddies that were fishing the lake, same lake that day. They were not on the biomass. I told them, come fish next to us, but I don't know why guys don't want to do that, but they didn't. They were a quarter of a mile, half a mile up the lake. They didn't catch a single fish. I'm like, we're down here just freaking laying it to them, hammering them. Why not come fish next to us? I don't understand that, but whatever. Guys need to learn for themselves, and I guess they needed to learn a hard lesson that day. So, guys, if you're fishing next to me or on the lake, same lake as me, and I tell you get over here, you probably want to get over there.
Sounds to me like I would.
So let me get caught up here.
Chris, for some reason,
nice
my chats have quit showing up, so I don't know what's going on there. But you got the chat there. I don't know what happened.
Got my Netman hat.
I see that. I like that, man. Jackson's letting you stay on the net. He's catching.
Yes, sir. I'm the official Netman now on the War Machine, so I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Yeah, it's good talking with you, Jason. That was a good time at the tackle show. So Rich said, thanks for switching.
He's all mixed up.
Blues Brother says, I've always thrown those for bait. I won't overlook them anymore. Evan Warden said, that's insane-o. And it is, you know, I mean, and guys, a lot of guys, you know, once you kind of know how to find it, you will go looking for that, and you will spend the time finding that. It's this time of year, you're going to have it. And my buddies are like, after the rain, they're, you know, the old traditionalists say, oh, you know, when it warms up, they go shallow. You know, I'm going to go shallow. And my buddy's like, well, what would you do, Chris? I'm like, the shallow bite, there will be a certain amount that goes shallow. The biomass isn't going shallow yet. Yeah. It's not going to go up there because it's worried there might be another front coming that's going to kill their ass. So they're going to stay out somewhat deep and wait. They also know daylight length. There's a lot of variables that guys don't really take into account. Daylight right now is about as short a day as you're going to have. Fish somehow know that. They're not going. Some of them, the biggest, baddest ones, will go up scavenge after a rainstorm, but the biomass is still going to stay fairly deep. Now, it may move out from 40, 50 feet up to 30 feet, and you can use that channel to move up and down the lake to find them. So that's the way I do it. I'm fishing the biomass. I got guide buddies that'll break off of that and go fish those smaller groups because they have a lot of experience doing it, and they do well doing it. I look for the biomass because there's more fish with the biomass, and it pretty much going to stay like this until it starts becoming early spring. And then that's when I will go shallow. But right now, I told my buddy today, I wouldn't go much shallower than about 30 feet after, even though it rained, and he ended up hammering big fish out in 30 feet. Deepest was 40. So 30 to 40 feet. They hadn't moved that far, even though it was damn near 60 degrees today. I'm sure some guys went shallow and did well. You can do that. This is just the way I fish. It's not the only way. It's just a highly successful way of doing it. So
Now, Chris, with the warm weather y'all got this week, what kind of game plan would you have for this weekend? Would you know that they're going to probably start coming up a little bit shallower? You know,
Yeah,
like around
definitely. So it's going to have a warming trend this week, and I've been doing this for many, many years. And I used to go with what I thought I knew, and I would go shallow, and then I would work my way back deep. But over time, I've realized that biomass does not go shallow. So I generally start where I caught them last. I start there because too many times I've gone and they haven't moved that far, and they'll be there. They just will move up or down or side to side, but they're fairly close. Now, where I think they'll be, I do think they'll move a little bit shallower. So this last week that we caught them in 40 feet. And I believe they'll probably be up in 30 feet after this warming trend. I'll be somewhere around the channel. I'll be looking for intersecting structure. If it's been warm, they're going to be a little bit more active. They'll be using ambush structure to eat bait. That's going to be the channel ledge. That's going to be the point next to the channel. The place I'm going to fish has a levee in 2 sections. I'm going to be right next to that levee. And I'm going to use that ambush structure to hopefully find active fish. You don't have to be right on it. Those fish are moving up and down. But I am going to try to hit it because certain fish just orient to it. Yeah. And the ones that orient to it are more active. They're in a predatorial type. They're setting up like a predator. Whereas a fish that's running up shallow after a storm is a scavenger. And if there's a bunch of big bait that's sitting and lethargic out in mid-depth to deep water, do you think a big guy in the winter is going to want to go burn a bunch of energy scavenging? No. Some of them will, but the majority of them are like, no, all this big bait sitting out here in this mid-depth, I'm just going to stay by it. It's really lethargic. All I got to do is swim up and eat it whenever I want a meal. So that's the way I fish it, and it works for us. So you guys should try it. Even if you're not used to fishing that way, spend some time looking for the biomass. It's a very thick group of fish where you don't even know what you're looking at. And yes, Facebook user, I'm talking about the main river channel, but I'll also fish the secondary channels. So fish are going to move up and down, and they're going to move up and down the secondary channels, the creek channels that intersect. I fish all of those. But the majority of the fish are going to be around the main channels.
And it's that highway
concentration around the main channels.
Yeah. And it's that highway that we talk about all the time. If you stick around that highway, certain times of years and stuff, it's going to pay off.
What makes them decide one day, okay, we're going to get off of this main channel and we're going to move up this intersecting creek up into the mouth of this cove? I'm not sure what makes them do that. But I know over time, those are areas I will check. So let's say I'm having trouble finding the biomass. I'm moving up and down the channel. I start in 40 feet. I know that I can move up to 35 feet and scan really quickly. I can move in about 5-foot increments and hone in on them that way. So if they've moved out of 40 feet, they're not in 35 feet. I get up into 30 feet. I'm starting to mark good piles of bait and game fish around them. I know, okay, they're either going to be thicker a little bit further north or a little bit further south. If I continue moving north and it's getting thinner, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to move back south until I get into that thick stuff, and I'll just keep going. Now, I may not just run right over my line with the big motor. I may get off the line just so I'm not spooking the biggest fish. They spook with your big motor, guys. So, you'll hear guys say, I'm scanning my run. If you're scanning your run, don't just go start dragging right over where you went over them with the big motor. You actually want to be off your run a little bit, because really the biggest, baddest fish, they know that big motor and they're like, I'm out of here, and they'll swim off. So they don't go far, but be wary of scanning your run, because it can spook your best fish. So, but yes, the main river channel, the intersecting channels, the secondary creek channels that flow in, and you don't even have to see the channel on your topography on your graph. A lot of these channels are silted in on these 70-year-old lakes, but the fish know that they're there. My buddies are like, there's not, I can't see any channel. I'm like, well, your mapping shows where the channel is. They're like, yeah, it's loaded with fish. I'm like, fish know it's there. Even though it may be 2 inches deeper right there, they know it's there. They still using that channel for, I don't know how or why, but they do. So keep that in, tuck that one away. That one is a guaranteed way to find fish. Use the channels. And you don't have to be on the channel to catch fish. Fish are all over the lake, but they use those channels to travel up and down, and they use them for holding areas, home zones, especially around major weather patterns and fronts and stuff. They want to be able to travel. If it's a warming trend, they want to move up and get comfortable that way. If it gets cold, they want to run back down to that deeper water. So, but you can do well in cold water, shallow. I've got buddies that go in 2 feet of water shallow.
I've actually done it myself several times. Morning time on Santee Cooper, I might hit 2-3 foot of water first thing in the morning, catch some decent fish.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, when you find them around the biomass, there's a difference between catching them shallow and finding them biting in the biomass. When you catch them in the biomass, you're not going from catching 1 or 2 good fish and then the bite stopping. You're fishing for hours, catching triples, quadruples, 6, sometimes 8 big fish at the same time. All rods just going down crazy. And my buddies are like, this is freaking chaos catfishing. I'm like, yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So, there's just something to fishing around that biomass there's just a lot more fish there.
Yeah.
It's not the only way to catch fish, but it's a way to really fill the boat. Like, until I really got good at fishing the biomass, my good trips were a couple of 2-3 good fish. Start getting good at fishing the biomass. Now you're catching 10 big fish, 20 big fish, 30 big fish. I fished with James. We had 50 big fish takedowns that day. It was crazy.
Wow.
And you just can't do that on anchor. It's not possible. You're not going to do that up in, you can do it catching eaters up in the springtime up shallow, but as far as big fish, they don't ever concentrate like that unless it's a biomass type situation.
Pretty much early in the morning, you're pretty much looking for that 1 or maybe 2 real quick.
You're looking for one that's coming up in there to find something that's, not paying attention. He's moving, he's eating,
Yep. You're looking for that quick couple bites and out of there.
Bugman, you've been missing it, buddy. We've been doing this a whole year. I won't hold it against you. There's a lot of guys that don't know what we're doing. I guess that YouTube doesn't want to promote us, and that's fine. Jeff Martin says he's getting his boat back Saturday.
Oh, nice, Jeff, man.
Nice, buddy. I would take that boat and I would leave Louisville. It's going to be a tough lake to fish for the next probably three weeks. especially if you're scared to go into the stump fields. Chuck said, "Man, this is awesome stuff. Love it."
What's up,
Well,
Chuck?
Chuck, I wanted to talk about this because it is an awesome pattern. I've been showing some of my buddies, and they're like, "Holy crap! I had no idea." You know, a lot of guys just get out on the deep flats and drag, but if you'll spend a little time finding this biomass, it's not like it's only happening on my lakes. It happens on every lake I've ever been on.
Yeah.
It's just you got to find them, and you know, certain lakes are easier to drag than others. Some of these biomass situations you got to anchor. I fish another lake called Lake Tawakoni. It used to be my main big fish lake. And let's see here. Let me show y'all some stuff on Lake Tawakoni. So Lake Tawakoni is an East Texas lake. Okay. And, you know, in the early fall, this whole area up in here is 18 up in here. It's 23 over here, and it's 30 feet over here. There's a huge forest of timber right here. This is all timber in here. Can y'all see my arrow?
Chris, I'm trying to see it, Chris. I can't see it.
Okay.
I see. Oh,
so can you see my arrow?
do it again.
My arrow, it's right around Lake Tawakoni. Can you see that arrow?
I can't myself. I'm pulling it.
So
yeah, I don't see it.
Yes, we can. We can see it. Jamie's blind.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So basically,
there it is.
This is a lake I'll fish, and in the fall everything scatters. It's early fall, everything is scattered up here into this timber. It could be up in here into this shallow water that's 2 to 5 feet deep, 10 feet deep, and out in the middle. It's all timber, right? You get these big fronts. It's going to put, you know, these fish going to leave this protected areas. They're going to start moving out here. So early fall, I'll get out of here where it's 23, 24 feet. And when I'm looking around these channels. Okay. I'm using these channels to find the fish. And when I'm scanning, I'm moving up and down these channels. I'm moving up and down these channels. Okay. I'm going here. I'm going here. This is 23 feet. Okay. They're not here. They want to look. I want to look deeper. I'm going over here to this channel. It's 30 feet deep. Okay. Okay. We had a big front. All right. The next week. Okay. We've had a big front. I want to move out here to 35 feet. Okay. I'm going to check this channel. Okay. Oh, well, we had a polar front. I'm going to skip all this water if we've had a polar front. And I'm going to go all the way down here. It's 5 miles away. I'm going to go down here. This water's 50 foot deep. I'm going to go right here into this channel. Okay. I'm going to scan my ass off. It's generally going to be here. And when I fish it, I'm just going to drag. I'm going to use my trolling motor. I'm going to hit these bends. Bam, bam, bam. I'm going to hit these bends. I may go up here. Bang. When you start getting up in here, there's another timber field, and I'll stop. But, and that's basically how I approach it. I've used these channels. I move up and down these channels to find the biomass. And depending on how cold it's been, water temp gets around 40. It may go 50, 60, 70 feet deep. If it gets really cold, I'll go over here into these deep holes right here and anchor. If the water temperature is 36 degrees, I may just go sit in here and anchor. This is the deepest hole in the lake. Just go sit in here and anchor. Here's another deep hole. Go sit in here and anchor. You can also drag these if you know, I'll stop dragging when the water temp's about 36 degrees, 37 degrees. Fish get lethargic. They don't really chase bait, but it's 40. I'm dragging. I'll drag these. I'll start here. I'll run over these. I'll drag it. I'll try to put some baits on the ledge. I'll run some right into the deep water, and I'll put some up next to it. And that's a good way to fish this. And you can keep going, run this ledge. let's go to my home lake, and I'll break it down real quick. So my home lake is Louisville, and it doesn't have a ton of big fish in it, but we've caught the biggest fish in the lake out of this lake. Uh, so as you get a big front, here's a good thing about this lake. This is all 30-foot water, right? And this is all shallow water up here. So as you get these fronts, they move. They start moving down. They start moving down. Certain point, they want to get out of this 30-foot water. Well, when they move, they're going to use this channel to move. I'm going to use this channel to find them. So stay on the channel. You move up this channel until you find them. This is 45 foot. I may start here. I move up. This is 35 feet here. I'm looking directly in the channel. When I find them, this is where I'm going to fish. This is where we busted the lake record 2 times in the same trip. Where did we catch them? I'll tell you exactly where we caught them. We started dragging here. It was a biomass day. Fish were piled into this channel. I mean, it was just solid red. You didn't even know what you were looking at. So what I did is I started right here and I started dragging. Threw down right here. I knew, okay, well, over time, I know what the sweet spots are on a drag. Okay, your sweet spots are going to be anytime you cross. Here's a Y. This is a sweet spot. Bottom of this point is going to be a sweet spot. This bend's going to be a sweet spot. Then I'm going to change directions. I'm going to run over here because I know a big bend like this is an awesome spot for big fish. So I go over here. I may swing out, come across this, drag across it, hit it. I'm coming up here. I'm crossing this channel again right here. Bang! Another chance. As I get over here, I'm like, oh, look at all of this. You got a double bend in the channel. You got a hump that comes out right next to the channel. Okay. So where did we catch the lake records? Jackson caught his right here. Bang. He caught his first. Right here at the bottom of this point, in between this Y in the channel and this point. And that big fish was sitting right there on the bottom of that ledge. Caught him off a huge, probably a 2.5 pound drum. We kept going. We come across the channel. The entire way, we're hammering big fish. It's 30. It's a 46. It's a 43. It's a 50. Come up here. We're catching a couple 30s, a couple, 520s. We hit the bottom of this ledge, and bam, another lake record. And my buddy, he's fishing over here next. He was off the channel from us. Jeff, he was fishing the same day. Was not using Carolina lake weights. I think they lost 11 rigs and had to freaking leave as we're over there having just an off the charts type day. So lesson to you guys, get you some Carolina lake weights.
I love how you threw that in there, bro. That was good.
So,
yep.
That's Matt's favorite spot on T-Walk, and it's a great spot. Anytime there's really cold snaps, look for those deeper, it could be a depression. It could be for what those were old excavated out holes where they were like a gravel pit type deal where they cut out some lakes. There's also a couple of lakes, submerged lakes that are really good. Use those, use the channels, use any type of depression that's a little bit deeper, and that warmer water is going to be in those depressions, and the fish will just pile in there. And it's just freaking haywire when you get into those types of areas. There's so many big fish. It's just big fish chaos, one right after the next. So Illinois Blues Brothers said just got 20 Carolina lake weights in the mail today. Ain't that a beautiful sight to see? I just got me a package from Carolina lake weights somewhere.
Yeah, all them good people been hanging out with us on TikTok this week, man. They getting them all kinds of Carolina lake weight stuff.
What's up, Jody? Welcome in. What's up, Mike? Welcome in, buddy. How are y'all doing this evening? So my buddy Matt Mosley. Oh, I don't have him in here, Matt. I got a couple of rods for you, buddy. So we need to get together soon, do some fishing. Matt, I went on Matt's boat up at Texoma. He's a guide up at Texoma. He's one of my buddies. We went up to Texoma. Me and Jackson freaking hammered him with him. Smoked him. I think we got a 53. He was our big fish. And we caught so many 20 and 30 pounders. It was just ridiculous that day.
Man, I know we got to get back out there soon, man. I tell you, it's tearing me up inside. We ain't be able to hardly go. I got to get back out there.
So, Matt, when I was coming back from that trip, somebody took I stopped at the gas station there, coming out of there to get a snack, and somebody stole my whole box of weights. A whole box of Carolina Lake weights, like 50 of them. So
Chris,
I just got it replaced because I was running low.
Chris, they knew it was a hot item, buddy.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have put Carolina Lake weights decal on it, but I guess somebody got it while I was at the gas station, man. They needed them more than me. They're like, this guy, they send them to him. We need him more than him, but so Jamie got me resupplied. I'm gonna do a Rich Cigarra.
A Rich Cigarra. I told him I love that new hairdo he's got going on.
Jamie also sent me some Carolina Stunners, and I'm not gonna shake them like a baby rattle because that's not natural. But here's what they sound like in the water. That's about as loud as anything you'll see. Got some rattle daddies. I like to put these up by my big baits to help kind of float them up a little bit. Appreciate you, Jamie. Thanks, Rebecca. I know who really sent them to me.
She's back there. She says you're welcome.
What about these new ones? Can I show these?
Let's hold off on that for a second. Yeah.
You want me to test these first?
Yeah, I want you to catch. Yeah.
I'll test them good this weekend. I got a feeling it'll be some good fishing. Appreciate
I believe that's
buddy.
Gonna be
Thanks for always taking good care of me.
Anytime, but I believe that right there is going to be a pretty hot item when they come out.
Yep, Matt, they're probably catching fish now. There's no doubt about that. I hope it wasn't somebody who it sucks to say. I hope it wasn't somebody that doesn't fish and just throws them away. But it kind of would suck if it was a fisherman that stole them.
Yeah,
that would be pretty sorry fisherman. But hopefully they had a buddy that's cool that they gave them to. Trinity says, good evening, everybody. Sorry I'm late. So better late than never, buddy.
What's up, buddy?
Matt, it happens. I've had more crap stolen out of my boat at the gas station than when I used to keep it at the marina. So need to probably pay a little closer attention when I run inside, but whatever.
Jackson's got you in there getting some snacks.
Yeah, that's the first thing he says when we get off the lake. He's like, can we stop at the corner store? I'm like, well, you did pretty good. If you caught some good big fish and had a good time fishing, I'll stop. If you're not being helpful, not being a good net man, well, he'll net my fish if at the end of the day I'll net the fish. But some days, if I got buddies on the boat, he don't even really care to fish, which is fine. It's cool to let my buddies catch them. So, when we fished with Matt, Jackson brought that 53 about 2/3 of the way to the boat, and it was putting up a hell of a fight. And it was on one of those outside rod type deals, so it was kind of hard for him to fight it, giving him problems. And about 2/3 of the way to the boat, he's like, he hands the rod to Matt. It's like, you get it. I'm like, damn, that's a big fish. But that was pretty cool. He gave it to the captain and let him reel one in. And we were hammering them, though. I mean, it's
wow.
Like, he's got me trained up. That's for sure, Chuck. He's got me trained up. Facebook user said, let me hold those till payday.
Hey, Chris, speaking of Chuck, I know y'all getting ready to see some more new items coming to CLW shortly. Chuck's got some good stuff that we're bringing to CLW. So look.
You got the rechargeable planer board lights?
Yep, we're going to be carrying those. I don't know yet until we get them. We're going to hopefully have them very soon. So we're going to get those and some rod lights and some different stuff, my friend. So they're coming.
I'd be interested in using those in the summer. I want to see how they charge. I think that's pretty cool. I've got Chuck's the battery operated bite lights, but I like the rechargeable ones.
Yeah.
Garrett, for it to show me who you are, buddy, you got to go and give StreamYard or go. There's a link you click on that Facebook link that I post that you give Facebook or StreamYard permission to use your name. Then we can see who you are. Other than that, you have to go over to YouTube and we can see you over there. But either one's fine. We have as many people from Facebook as we do YouTube. So, yeah, Dimitri. I think when last time me and Dimitri fished, I think Jackson only reeled in a few. He got some big ones, but Dimitri, there's a big difference between Jackson last year and this year. Last year, he could only reel in a one or two big fish, and then it would smoke him. This year, I've had trips where he reeled every one of them in. So he's more capable. It's just getting him motivated. If we have a trip like we had last year, it's easy to keep him motivated because we're catching fish. Problem is in the winter, it's super cold, and he takes one glove off and then wants to come fight the fish, and his hand gets cold instantly, and it's, a little guy's fingers get cold quicker than a big guy. So Kevin says, new items at CatCon?
Yep, new items.
Lots of new items.
Lots of new swag, new items, new hats, all kinds of new stuff. We got all kinds of excellent stuff coming, man. It's going to surprise a lot of people the route we're going.
Yep, I'll be interested in see what all you got. I'm sure I'll be testing some of it beforehand, but
oh yeah,
that's the benefit I get of being on Team Carolina Lakeweights, guys. I get to test all this gear.
And I can promise you, we got some of our prices on a lot of our items is going to be tough to beat.
I'm surprised at your prices on your rattles. That's crazy, the prices y'all got on the rattles. So,
yeah,
Trinity says, oh boy, can't wait to see y'all there. It's going to be fun, Randall. It's going to be a good time.
That's why we can't hardly keep it in stock, Chris.
Micah, I always got room for you, buddy. You just say when, and we'll go do it. And I'll take days off from work, and we can make a real trip of it. Right now, we got from now till CatCon, it's just off the charts. It's just off the charts with mid to large blues. Those are going to be basically tons of 20 to 40 pounders. Maybe our kicker fish are a 50 or 250s, maybe a 60. But 500 to 1,000 pounds of big fish in the boat per trip. And that's pretty standard this time of year for us. So, unless we have a weird weather deal where, they're not biting good that day, which that happens, but if we can hit them on a decent day, we'll get 500. A good day, we'll hit 1,000. Dimitri went with me it was super cold when we fished. It was day after the front maybe hit. We smoked them. We had a great time. I love fishing with friends. It's always a good time having people on the boat. And then, Mike, after that, we can go up to Mighty Lake Texoma in March and go drag shallow. Man, you would love that. That is probably the funnest way to drag. We'll be up in 2 to 7 feet. Our chance of catching a supersized fish are elevated up there. That's where our state record come out of, 122 pounds. We don't have very many big fish like that. I think maybe every 2 or 3 years we get one one over 100 out of. Matt says y'all can come on. We can come on his boat. Yeah, he's got a fun boat to fish on. He's well equipped. We fish almost. We got Matt make a great partner for me. We fish very similar. We're similar natured dudes, friendly, helpful. He fishes hard like me. He's a guide. He fishes that tough ass lake up there, Lake Texoma, which will polish you like a diamond. It's one of those types of lakes. It's tough, and he does well. He helped me last time with bait. Anytime I'm going fishing up there, I'm gonna call Matt and say, "Hey, man, I'm gonna need some of that good bait." It pays to have good fishing buddies, and Matt's a good one. Fish God 903, right at Hagerman. Yep, Hagerman. They caught that fish offshore, and it's a area that you're not allowed to fish in by boat. It's a game preserve, so that doesn't matter. There's those fish have to go up the Red River in the springtime, so it's a funnel point when the conditions are right, which is basically the whole month of March. It's freaking a good time up there, boy. Anybody else wants to come fish, just let me know. Fish God says, I know the exact spot they caught it at. Yep, I've seen the spot. Neelanix showed me. I've fished with him a few times. I wouldn't if anybody's going to catch that fish, it's going to be my son. So I believe that boy will hold the state record at some point. He's just lucky. I mean, I've never seen someone who's broke so many freaking lake records as that kid. It's like every lake he goes to, he's got one. So,
well, he's had a good teacher too. So
yeah, but in all my fishing years, I never broke records like that kid. It's not until I got him on the boat. It's like at this point, I can say, okay, I'm going to go to Lake Ray Hubbard and we're going to try to get the record. And there's it almost happens every new lake we go to. He gets it. It's like bang. Like what? It's not me because I fished these lakes before I had him, and I fished pretty similar 8, 9 years ago as I fish now, a little bit different. But I just think he's lucky, He's my luck charm. He's an awesome little
I've
dude.
seen him like that boy. That boy flat turns him loose now. I ain't gonna lie.
My buddy's like, "Can I rent him? Because I want to break some freaking records." Well, yeah, money talks. Yeah, 20-pound mono will hold in any fish in the lake if you have the right equipment. It's drag. If your drag set properly, you have. I think they caught it off an 8/0 hook too, which, you got it. That a lot of things can go wrong using an 8/0 hook and catching a 123-pound fish. If it doesn't hook it right in the corner of the mouth, if you hit that tooth patch, you probably lose the fish. It just, everything had to have gone right for him to catch it on a 20-pound mono with an 8/0 hook, tiny little piece of bait, but it happens. Guys catch records off of while they're crappie fishing, it's happened. It pays to be lucky. And those guys fish that area a lot, but he's the first one to tell you he was lucky. He got lucky catching that fish. So yeah, Cody's a good fisherman. If you fish with him, it's it's not a whole lot of entertainment going on that boat, but hopefully the fish are biting. Last time I fished with him, it was a shag kill. It was brutal. My favorite guys to fish with up there are Matt Mosley and Daniel Armstrong. I call Daniel the king of Texoma. That guy is so good at catching catfish. It's crazy. Yeah, January, the fishing can be tough on Lake Texoma in January because there's so much deep water. Those ledges are endless. If you get a warming pattern, that shallow water can be really good. That day Jackson caught the junior state record up there. Matt was like up the lake and he was catching fish and he's like, "Yeah, we got some 30s and he's like, I got a 38 and a 30 and we got a couple 20s." And at that point, we had only caught eaters. And I'm like, "Shit, man, do we need to move?" And it wasn't 2 minutes later, we hit a 30, then a 20, and then that fish just started coming in the boat. I'm like, and Matt texts me, later. He's like, "Yeah, we get, I know what he's doing. He's trying to make me feel bad." And I sent him this picture of this fucking 80, and he's like, "What?" He's like, "What? That kid caught that?" Oh man, it made me feel good. I was like, because Matt had me feeling bad. It's like, because it's one of those lakes. I don't know how many miles long it is. It's 40 miles long. You can't fish. You can't move up and down the lake. You have to fish an area. And I had committed. I'm like, I'm fishing 10 feet or less. Matt was fishing 10 to 20 feet. I'm like, did I make a mistake? I was marking good fish, but it paid off, man. We got out in about 4. After I got out of that 2 foot of water, the eater bite quit and the big bite turned on. It was like fish, big fish, big fish, big fish, double big fish, and then 80. It's like I didn't know what we had till about I'd say about 30 yards from the boat, that the tail of that thing flopped, and it looked like the tail looked like like the mouth of a 5-gallon bucket. And I'm like,
Wow.
you got a lake monster. I didn't know what I didn't know what he had. I knew it was something special. Swam right up to the boat, and he fought the thing underneath the boat for 10 minutes.
Wow.
It was only a 14-minute fight, which is a long fight, but an 80-pounder, he was 7 at the time. It was awesome. I couldn't even lift the fish hardly over the gunnel. It was crazy.
Wow.
Chasing Fish says you should do a weight and rattle pack giveaway to your viewers.
Stick around. You never know when we're going to be giving stuff away.
Well, I'll do some weights since I just got a whole box of free ones. Let me see what I got in a package, though. I'd rather give away a package. See what I got here. Giveaways have gotten expensive because of the dang shipping. I'm not giving away my green. It's going to have to be these purple ones Jamie sent me.
Hey, Chris, however you do it, man, we will do the 5-pack.
You'll do the 5-pack of rattles?
Yeah.
This is what I'm going to give away. I'm going to give away a pack of 2-ounce purple and black. I won't open them, but they're purple and black, 2-ounce Carolina lake weights. This is what I use for dragging. Unless I'm in 50-foot plus, I'll put a 3-ounce on. But this is what I'm using most of the year.
We will give away a brand new 5-pack.
I love doing the giveaways. I told Jamie I'd like to do some more giveaways, but we need to find a way to figure out a way to offset the cost of the shipping, because I used to do quite a few big giveaways, but the shipping got where when I would do a giveaway, it'd be like $200 in shipping. I'm like, that's painful. So Jeff says, I will pick up in person. Yeah, Jeff, you're going to need them Saturday if you plan on dragging that record, where that record fish come out of, because you're going to lose everything if you don't have Carolina lake weights. Mike Mitchell says, nice. Solo, what's up, buddy? Supposed to be coming up here to fish with me sometime. It's been a year since you said that. Yeah, you want to see the graph image again? I'll show you last trip's graph image. This is where I come off plane and threw down on. I should have taken more graph images, and I'm going to start trying to do that every trip, because I know my buddies are like, man, I love the graph, showing the graph stuff where what you're actually fishing on top of. And I get it. It's definitely helpful to see exactly what to throw down on. So that's what we threw down on. And we got a 44 out of this pile. We got a 44, a 40. We probably got 3 30s and probably 7 20s out of this group. This group was probably in, I would say, 30 acres. You get out of the 30 acres, it looked like that, which is fishable. We still caught fish once we left that, but that is not that. So this is fishable. This is catching 2, 3, 4, 5 big fish at a time. So I hope that helps you, Ricky. And I don't know who all's in here from Texas. I'll even show you the area I fish because I'm just so nice. And I don't mind. They're not going to be there when you go. You got to go find them, guys. Let me see. That's not it. I know I did. All right, this is it. So, actually, no, that's not it either. All right. Let me see. No, that's not it either. Well, let me go to my Navionics. Let me remove this. Go to Navionics. So, where I was fishing, we were on Lake Lavon. And we'd been up here. So water was 50. We were up in this 24, 25 foot. This is this is an old levee here. Okay. This was a levee was built before the lake was filled up. It's probably 6 feet tall. Here's the old river channel. So here's the river channel. It moves up like this. These are secondary creeks that come off of the river channel. And we were fishing this levee. And I was staying on this side of the levee, dragging up and down this levee. Water temp's 50. We caught 18 fish over 20 on this day. And we missed 25 big fish. It was insane how many big fish we missed. It was just a weird bite. It was one of the weirdest bite days I've had. Big front hits. The day the front hit, I moved down here to this levee. And I did a video on it. This is where Jackson caught the 62. So this is where I started. We had a south wind this day. It was about a 25-mile-an-hour wind. It's huge wind. We were taking 4-foot rollers over the back deck, and here it is. So this is this section of the lake is 40 feet deep, 38 feet right here. Okay. I come over here. There's not much out here. There's not much out here. I know that when a front hits, to move to structure. So I moved to this levee, and that's what we fish. And so I stayed right on it. And as soon as we hit this levee, we nailed the 62. So the 62 was right here. It's actually 64. It was a junior lake record. It was the catch and release record. And my 8-year-old caught it. So we hit it here. We also caught a 52, which come off of we came here. The wind was blowing this way. I turned the trolling motor on right here and started heading back. When I started heading back, we hit a 52 right here. Then we got over here on this side, and I ran up this side. We had a wind started changing, started blowing this way. We went back across this levee. I hit a 42. The entire time we're going through here, we're catching 20s and 30s. We loaded the boat. And then the wind changed again. It started blowing this way. So as we're going this way, we're catching fish. And when we reeled up, we were right here on this shoreline. I've caught so many big fish on this shoreline contour that when it blows me into this. So, when you're dragging or drifting, make sure if there's some type of structure that you're headed towards, don't just give up right here. Don't give up right here. Give up right on the shoreline, because your baits, as soon as they hit this, is a good chance you're going to nail another one. So it was epic. when the front, after the front hit, post front, we moved down here to the channel. Okay, here's the main river channel. Okay, this graph does not show a secondary channel, but there's another creek channel that runs right through here. You can't see it, but the fish were piled up in between these two creek channels 3 days after the front. It was just thick in here. Actually, it was 4 days after the front we fished. So once this is where the biomass was, 3 to 4 days after the front. If you moved out here, it wasn't that good. Over here was good, but when you moved 300, 400 yards off, wasn't nothing there. So that's basically it. They were using this channel to move up and down. There's a secondary channel that's not showing here. They also use that. You can see here it says creek bed. There's actually two channels in here. There's one through here, and this says creek bed. There's another one that runs through here. So they're not going to be there if you were to go fish it right now. If I was going to fish it now, I would start here where they were, and I would move up. I would check right around in these areas. I would check. I would be out in here. I would be out in here. And I would just move up the lake using this channel, but also looking out here on these flats. And when I started seeing thicker bait, I would fish it. Now, with the warming trend, I'll be fishing Sunday. I just have a feeling they're going to be back up in here in this 25 to 30 foot range. And I'm going to be around this channel. I think for me, I think this is going to be a great area in between the levee, the shoreline contour with the channel running through here. It's got three things, it's the power of three: the levee, the channel, the ledge. All through here, I think it's going to be good. Up in here is timber, thick timber. So, if I have to go a little more shallow around the timber, I'll probably move off of the timber and fish right next to it and drag. So, if anybody goes up there and catches fish and does well, you owe me a 12-pack. I expect to be paid. I'm just kidding. Hopefully you'll go up there and hammer them and you'll turn them loose. And, as long as you turn them loose, I don't mind sharing. It's all good, guys. Go check it out, Ricky. Go get you some tanks, buddy. Mocan Catfishing says he's caught a lot of fish at the end of the drift right on the bank. And that's it. That's that bottom shoreline contour. It's an ambush. It's ambush structure. And generally, you're getting pushed into that area. The bait's getting pushed into that area. That area I'm showing you is a pocket, which is a funnel, which things just kind of have to go towards it. That's where my boat ends up a lot. So never give up on that drift, guys. Even if you're in dead water and you see that thing shoreline contour coming up and it's 100 yards away, just stick it out. And you'd be surprised at how many times you nail your best fish when you're like, damn, we need to reel up. The shore's right there. And it's like, bam, biggest fish of the day goes down. Milton says on his way. One thing about Milton, he don't need anybody's help finding big fish. That dude's a fish catching fool. So, but yeah, Milton, I know you used to fish Lavon. I hadn't seen you fishing Lavon a whole lot, but I like to fish Lavon this time of year. It's just crazy good fish, big fish action. Looks like y'all broke another record. Also broke your boat, broke your trailer, broke your trolling motor, broke your motor. broke your ass, apparently. That sucks, buddy, but that's fishing, man. I'm laughing. I'm not laughing at you. I know the type of dude you are. It was painful, but you probably laughed it off too, because
Man, that's crazy.
when it goes bad, it goes bad.
I ain't
It
lying.
ain't
That went
usually one
bad.
thing. It's not usually one thing. And Milton hit the freaking skids on that one, buddy. I mean,
Mm.
yeah, Milton says he hates driving up 75. I don't blame you. It sucks. But the fishing is worth it. And it usually pays off, in 50 pounders and a hand, at least some 40s. On a bad day, you're catching a few 40s. So Milton says he's lucky he's got 2 extra boats. He's boat rich. Chuck Watkins, Chris still in Louisville. I live in Louisville, but I travel fish most of the winter. I fished Louisville for pretty heavily for 30 years, but the last 10 I travel fish most of the winter. For one, I like to go to the best fisheries. 2, it's just more of a challenge than to just fish the same water every weekend. I like to be challenged, and I've got buddies that fish all over all of them, and it's fun kind of going fishing against them. So, and I like bringing new guys with me, and I also like to move around to these lakes that I think are hot. So I think I kind of move around to where I think my best chance of catching one over 50 is going to be. And we don't get one every time, but we do get one most trips this time of year. Thanks, Chuck. I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that more than you know, man. And we'll put it to use, and I'll show it off and try my best to get you some promotional stuff out of it. Belleville. Paul, where's Belleville? What's that close to? That's down south. Yeah, we love the old care packages. Jamie takes good care of us. We got a care package from I got a care package from Jeremy Montagia. He sent me some good stuff. He sent. I asked for these. He sent them. They're brutes. But he also sends me his loose crap that I guess packages break. He's like, you need some loose crap because we can't sell them. So, but I'll take it. I use all rattles. I use every variety of rattle under the. I mean, not every brand, but most varieties I use. I like to mix it up. Me and Jamie were talking about it earlier. I was like, these are really loud. Certain days they want one that's kind of quiet. So having both is, beneficial to me. So near Katy on I-10. Okay, yeah, you're down there by San Antonio, I guess. So let's give away some stuff, Jamie boy.
That sounds good, brother.
Give away some of these world famous Carolina lake weights. We got 17 people in here, so it's going to go to somebody who sticks with us. And what do you say we go with number 1 through 50? And I don't know that I have a pen. Let me see if I can find a pen.
Here. Oh, I got
You
one
got a
right here,
pin?
Chris. Yeah. Give me a second. I'll.
Jamie
You said.
sent you some weights and they're stuck in Houston. You know,
Yep.
Jamie's when he sent me mine, they got stuck for 3 days somewhere. So that's typical, I think, these days of the mail service.
You said 1 through 50.
Let's go 1 through 50. We got 19 people in here. These are for 2-ounce Carolina Lake weights. 1 through 50. Go.
Yeah, you'll have to pick, Chris, because I can't see chat. I don't know what happened to my thing.
Okay.
Rebecca's also watching back there on a different one. And then the next one will.
Yeah.
But while we waiting, Chris, I want to throw some stuff out there real fast, guys. I want to thank all of our good partners, Nick Knacks, Smackdown Rod Holders, all of the Parks Planner Boards, all of our family friends out there. And also, for the ones that don't know, we do a live every night on TikTok at 7:30 every night except for Wednesday nights. So Carolina Lake Wakes on TikTok. We're jamming it out over there, having a good time. And we're actually getting ready we're 2,200 people now. So that has followed us, and we got a lot of subscribers.
Nice. I don't TikTok, but maybe I need to get I always
Yep.
say I need to get on the board. I just don't have time during the week to do much besides kid
And
basketball, kids soccer. It's
And
crazy.
Rebecca also does a live during the day doing shirts and stuff. So check it out. Them guys have set up a goal for us to hit 5,000 by this weekend. So that's crazy, man. But we hit 103,000 likes last Saturday night over there.
Nice. Hopefully y'all are moving some gear.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just pick one number, guys. One number. Ricky, you tell him, buddy. I don't pay attention, and I should do a randomizer, but
Yeah.
I'm not tech savvy like that. So
Rebecca says she'll go with the first number that they picked if they go double.
okay, so Rebecca's watching the numbers. Okay,
Yes.
good. Man, love it. She's on top of that.
But yes, pick one number, please.
Want to say to my buddy Matt Mosley, we need to get something planned up here within the next 3 weeks to go fishing, buddy. While it's like seriously epic, and then otherwise we'll have to go drag shallow in the spring. I can come fish on your boat if we want to do that, and I'll bring the rods then. But I know you ordered some new reels for these rods I got you, so. Got you for 19. Autocorrect.
He picked the same number as somebody else.
Yeah, he picked the same number as somebody else,
So
she said.
Take the number.
So okay, good.
Couple of weeks. Won't be able to have anybody on the boat. Not this. I don't think it's not this weekend, but next. I've got some outdoor network wanting to shoot a TV show on the War Machine. So, man, I hope the fish are biting.
No pressure, Chris. No pressure, brother.
God almighty. That's got me nervous 2 weeks out. This time of year, we generally don't have bad trips, but you could have a major front hit that day.
Yeah.
And it, ain't good. So.
Yeah. Chris, I think she's getting ready to hit stop in there, buddy. Everybody's
All right, let me know.
all right. She's hit stop. 16.
16. I thought I saw a 16. There's a 13. Paul Story.
Looks like Paul, she said.
Does he want it UPS this time?
Does he want it UPS?
Yeah, it might not get there with the postman these days. Dang.
That's it.
We get our mail about every third day, and on the mail it says dog out. I'm like, dog ain't out. He's scared of the dog barking at him. All right, Paul, you can send me your information. I'll get them sent out to you in the next few days. Let me see here. If I can.
Yeah, I'll send it.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
Rebecca.
I'm gonna get it.
Rebecca says she'll send it out to him,
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Appreciate that.
and we got his information already.
Awesome.
They'll go out.
Awesome.
They'll go out tomorrow morning.
All right.
Let's do one more for a brand new pack of 5 on the rattles.
Yes, sir. We hadn't given away stuff in a long time, man. We're
Yes,
probably
sir.
overdue for all this, for giving back to all these guys that have been supporting us.
Yep.
And I like, Paul, I know he's a pretty new Carolina Lake weight user, and he just got an order. So I think it's cool, Paul. You're going to have another order coming. So
Yeah, he's got another one coming in the mail also on top of that one. So he's got one on UPS coming right now also.
UPS.
Yep. How many
My
people
wife worked for UPS, so they are the best. There's no doubt about it. It's not just because she works there. They all have a few issues. UPS has the least. Post office, you might not even get your stuff.
Man, they've been messing up lately, brother.
Man. FedEx takes forever. It takes longer, but it usually gets here. UPS they run the tightest ship in the shipping business, and that's no lie. It's a reason.
Let's do 1 through 40 on this one, brother. I'm gonna write the number down, and we'll get Rebecca back there to hit go whenever y'all ready.
Y'all make sure y'all give us a thumbs up. I've never remembered to ask for that, but y'all give us a thumbs up. It helps. So like other night I think we had 2 shows ago, I think we had 300 views and it's like 25 or 30 likes. I'm like, damn, we need to ask people to give us a thumbs up.
Yeah, and guys, also too, go and subscribe to our pages if you would. If you're not a subscriber, watch a video so it will hold, and give us a thumbs up, guys. I know we do appreciate it. That's for sure.
Yeah. So Jeremy, you guessed 24, but then you put 17. I guess somebody else might have guessed 24 before you, but your last guess is 17. So that's going to be your number. 17. You can't keep guessing, buddy. There's an 11 now. So we'll say 11's your number. Or should we do it as his first one?
24.
First one.
24.
Okay.
First
First one's 24. Grande, what's up, man? Welcome in, buddy. One of my local angling buddies. Hadn't seen you on the lake, but then again, I hadn't been on Louisville in several months. Well, I'm out there to get bait every weekend. Carolina, is there a link for yours? Can someone drop the Carolina like weights
For like what?
YouTube link?
YouTube link. Yep. Yeah.
When this is over, I'll do it.
When this, give her a second. So she's watching numbers right this second, and then she'll drop it, Chris.
Grande's up at Texoma. Yeah, I've heard my buddies that are fishing up at Texoma, like, well, Daniel, he's been hammering them.
It looks like the number.
I know the lake's fishing good because Chris Wheeler, he texted last weekend. He's after we hammered him. He's like, "Yeah, Texoma was on fire too."
All right. She's hit stop, Chris.
Stop it.
Does everybody stop, Rebecca? All right, here we go, guys. 25.
It's Jeremy. I'm going with his first number, 24.
While I'm thinking about it, Evan was 10 minutes behind in the stream. Yeah, if you jump out, sometimes when you jump in, you got to fast forward it. So
Who got it?
Jeremy Cunningham. I'm going with his first number.
Jeremy Cottingham. Rebecca said it's one that got the 5-pack.
nice.
So, guys, there it is right there coming to you, brother.
Congrats, buddy. So, Jamie, tell everybody what he's won, how much it costs, where they can get it.
These are the new spooks. The 5-pack, guys. They're
That's
only
a spook. That's a 5-inch or 4-inch.
This right here is the 4-inch.
Okay.
Yep. They are only $11 a pack.
Dang,
That's it.
y'all are giving them away.
We have got all kinds of cool colors. I mean, we got several different cool colors. They all hit the website, but they're only $11 a pack, guys. We're here for our customers, man. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna give them the savings. That's how we roll. We got more cool colors. Yep. $11 a pack, guys. CarolinaLakeWeights.com.
Heck yeah, man.
And don't forget, we're going through these pretty quick. These right here only $10.50 a pack.
Those look good. Let me switch the screen.
So you got those and you got these.
Man, those look good. Those look like crappie.
Yep.
One's on the right.
This
And
right here is only $10.50. These are 11.
Man, y'all got some good deals going on. Let's hear them rattle. They're loud.
Yep. These right here are just a little bit quieter, but you can go on our Facebook page and see some of the fish that we've caught with the little bit quieter ones.
Yeah, I was just online listening to underground bait being predated. It sounds more like the quiet stuff, but I think the louder stuff's good for when the lake's rough and rowdy, and you need a little louder.
Yep.
For them to hear it.
But these right here, guys, I'm gonna tell you, these right here have been going fast. We have already sold over 1,000 of these. Over 1,000's already gone out for $10.50 for a 5-pack.
That's the link, Ricky, to order stuff. That's about the cheapest I've ever heard of rattles being sold. So those look good too, man. They look really good.
Yep, we got rattles for days, y'all. I mean, we've got the twisters, the Carolina twisters. We've got the stunners.
I've been catching them on the twisters.
And
I
these
lost
right here.
the stunner.
Yep.
I had the stunner on with I took it with me to when I fished with Jesse Campbell, and we got up in the stumps on his boat. Lost the damn thing.
Yep. These right here, guys, you will not need a peg float. These will float. They will spin and rattle and everything. So, and we also have the stunners.
What's winterized mean, Matt? I didn't know catfishermen winterize their boats. This is my primest freaking time of the year, buddy. this is when we're catching 20, 10, 20, 30 big fish in one trip.
Oh, tell everybody the numbers have already been picked. They need to go.
All the numbers have already been picked, guys.
Yep. Refresh your screen.
So if everybody would just refresh your screen there. Brother, I tell you what, this show has been excellent night, brother. It has been fun.
On my way to Belton to pre-fish next week's tournament. I left Texoma this morning. Nice. Yep, I don't fish Belton. It's out of my way, but I know there's some good fish in there. It's a timber lake. Most timber lakes have good fish.
And also, all packages will go out first thing in the morning to all the winners. And we appreciate y'all guys.
So if we lost power, I was in trouble. Why? What are you in trouble for? I keep my boat outdoors. My boat's under an RV cover. You gotta do is drop your lower unit if it's gonna be freezing. Appreciate that, Chuck. Appreciate that, buddy.
Yep. Yeah, guys, y'all never know when we might do some giveaways and stuff like that. So that's why it pays to stop in. Share it out. Tell everybody about us.
Bugman says he's added us to his phone alarm.
Nice.
Not miss it again. We appreciate you, buddy. Hopefully, hey guys, I don't know if you're going to CatCon this year, but we'll all be there again. So,
yep. And also, guys, if you haven't checked it out, Carolina Lake Wakes is going wild over on TikTok. It's been crazy over there. So come on.
Oh, Matt doesn't have an outboard. I get it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's got that inboard, so he's definitely got.
He's got one of those striper boats for big water, which it's like a old Falcon that's been redone. It's nice, nice, and it rides good on big water. Will you have T-shirts, Jamie?
We got all brand new.
Does he have T-shirts?
We got T-shirts for days. We got hoodies. We got new logos. We got old logos. We got new hats. Hand me that hat, the black one right there. We've got new hats. I'm getting ready to show one of the new ones. We got it all, guys. I'm telling you. We are bringing the show to the show.
At CatCon, he said.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll have all that swag at CatCon.
There's another new hat right there, too.
Now, that looks good.
So we have got a big shipment coming in this week. I think we got over 1,000 hats arriving this week. Yeah. So we're not going to have probably 1,000 with us because we actually they've been going as fast as we can make it. They've been going out the door. I think already on TikTok this week, we probably close to 50 hats this week. So, and it's just Wednesday.
I think it's cool, man. I love hats. I got so many hats. Always got ideas for new hats. I think it'd be cool to have one that said Slime Kid. I think it'd be cool to have one that said Slime Dad. I'd buy one of each if you got one.
That's it. We got all kinds of cool stuff coming, man. Too much to even pronounce right this second. But they can go on all the new stuff so far that we've done. They can go on the website and get it and wear it to CatCon, show it off.
Yeah, yeah. If any of you guys got any ideas for up and coming shows that you want to do, I've asked some guys to come on that I've reached out to, and they're shy. They're like, I just don't know. So we're gonna start getting other guests on again. We like to mix it up, so just want to kind of keep it different each week.
That's it.
I like doing the how-to stuff. So what's cool about that is the season's ever changing. So as I see things coming up, I'll try to touch on some of that stuff and hopefully help you guys as best we can.
Chris, we also adding these to the website. These are brand new.
Those are like barrel. Oh yeah, okay. It's like a chain.
Yep.
Yeah. It's like okay.
We got all kinds of stuff, and don't forget we just got back in stock. Also, and we got all new bags and new stuff, man.
Yeah, it's looking good. It's looking real good. Paul, we'll keep giving away the secrets as the seasons roll through. We'll try to kind of have the shows before, as it's coming up. You can use them. So like the winter pattern and the biomass and all that can be used probably, I don't know, till the third week in February. And then it starts rapidly changing and becoming a shallow water bite for most of our Texas lakes. So I know I'll be fishing deep probably till the third week in February. Usually that's pretty standard. And then I leave my deep water lakes. I go up to Texoma and fish shallow. I want to catch that super giant, and that's the only lake that has them. So hopefully I can get up there and fish with my buddy Matt Mosley and save me from having to drag the war machine up there. That's where we fish, Matt. That's where we caught that 80 last April 1st was when we caught that one. I think that was the last weekend I fished it. We fished all the way from the old mouth of the red that got silted in, and we fished all the way kind of right out into that 7 foot. So it's a long drag. There was a guy pulling jugs who had a 60. He's like, look at this 60. What are you going to do with that? He's like, I'm taking it home. I'm like, I hate that. Juggers. Typical jugger.
Wow.
Guys, if you catch one over 10, it should be turned loose. There's a ton of eaters. So I know everybody in here is catch and release for big fish, but Anglerholic says 20. Not sure what that means. What does 20 mean? Yesterday I got to 40, 51 to 30 is negotiators. What does that mean? Anybody know what that means? I don't know what that means.
I'm sitting here trying to
What did you say?
40, 31, 30.
Bugman says, calm down, James. What is, am I missing something? Facebook user said 240s, a 50, 230s, and a bunch of eaters. That's a great day.
Yeah.
Who's Facebook user? I'd like to know. Is that Jesse Campbell? Because I saw Jesse was out fishing. He come on my boat this weekend, and we hammered him. We lost a lot of good ones, but we hammered them. And it was a west wind day. We still managed to do pretty good. Still picking numbers. Yeah, your feed's behind there, Jesse. If you come in and come out, you have to fast forward. Oh shit! Who's the Facebook user that hammered him? I want to know. I doubt it was. I'm thinking that probably not Jesse if he caught a bunch of eaters, because I bet he's been going big like me, which eliminates the eaters. Our smallest fish is usually 18 pounds. Cannot hear you. He's not up here. Oh, Chris Wheeler. I think he's been fishing Texoma. So, okay, Chris. Sounds like a great day, buddy. Congrats, man. Yeah, we missed our 50s last trip. We had one on that was super sized. It was at least high 50s. Lost it. So I don't know. I don't even know why. I can't. I mean, other than everything was short striking and just grabbing. That one actually grabbed it and ran. And when I hoed off into it, it like almost broke my wrist and started taking drag. So, and we had already caught 240s that were nothing like that. So. Texoma all week, T-Walk any of the week before. Says two-walk, but I imagine that's T-Walk, Tawakoni. Imagine that was spelled correct. So I didn't even go to Tawakoni anymore. That lake's been destroyed by the big fish harvesters. Paul says his best was 56.31 and 5 or 6 in the teens. Well, Paul, if you want to drive up north and come fish with me in the next few weeks, we can probably best that. 56 is good on any metric. Yeah, Chris, text to type voice gets you in trouble sometimes. How did we get switched, Jamie?
I don't know. But brother, I want to say, man, I tell you, terrific show tonight, man. You put a heck of a show on, man. And I hope everybody has had a blast tonight.
I had fun. I like helping. So I think this probably helped. I mean, it would have helped me 15 years ago or whatnot, 10 years ago maybe. But I think once I started seeing that biomass and understanding kind of how to find it,
yep,
my big fish catching, I catch more big fish in these 6 weeks probably than I do the whole year fishing that biomass. So
Nice.
I'm
And I
hoping
want
it'll help some guys.
yep.
I know it helped me figuring that out, and nobody told me about it. I just figured it out, and I've met some other guys that are like understand and fish that way, but uh, Bugman said just started fishing catfishing a few years ago. He keeps notes, and I used to keep notes too. Now it's just burned into the old medulla oblongata.
And I want to say congratulations to the winners tonight also.
Yeah, always
Definitely.
cool to give some stuff away. Love
Yeah.
giving Carolina lake weights away because I do feel like if you get it in some of these guys' hands, you're going to save a ton of money.
Yeah.
And catfishing has gotten expensive, so
That's for sure. And that's why, Chris, we try to keep the prices as low as we can, man. And we have eat the cost on rising costs on material and stuff for the drifting weights for the past 2 years. We're not going to take our prices up. We're going to keep them as low as we can. That goes on all of our items, man, because we just want to say thank you to each and every one of you that, uses our products. And
yeah, I
that's
appreciate you guys that want to also that join us every week and make it a fun show.
yep.
We do like to help, but I like it that it's fun. It's enjoyable hanging out with guys and bouncing ideas and guys chiming in and making jokes, and it's fun. And I like seeing my friends and making new friends, and we're gonna keep doing it because it's fun.
That's it.
And hopefully you guys are getting a little better. You're using some of the information that you've learned from some of these other guys, from listening to me and Jamie flap our gums about catfishing every week. We're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep fishing hard. Jamie's going to keep working hard to put out good products for us crazy ass cat fishermen. And
And also, Mama said she's back there doing the drifting weights now. We call her Mama now, Chris, on TikTok. She's known as Mama. but
I call her
Rebecca,
sis.
sis. But you know what, guys? I want to say she's the reason why Carolina Lake Weights is what it is today. Not only that, but our team that we have that Chris has got together, man, heck of a team. But she's out here day in day out, 7 days a week. She's been through a lot, but she said you ain't gonna slow her down. She's gonna keep turning and burning because she loves everybody out there. If it wasn't for her, the Carolina Lake Weights would not be where it's at today for sure too. And Chris, all your help, brother, and everything, man.
Hey
We love
man,
you.
I'm gonna keep doing the way I do it because I love you. You're my bro, and I enjoy being part of the Carolina Lake Weights train that's rolling. We got a lot of good people that are riding with us. I like being part of something, and Carolina Lake Weights is just a different type of deal that we got going on. All
That's it.
good hearted people willing to help each other. We got all different types of guys that are doing this, but we're all similar, like very like-minded type people, which just it's a joy to be around a group of people that are like this, that are not so competitive towards each other. It's more of a helping type deal. Want to see everybody do well. Uh,
And one other thing, man, if you are using our products, guys, show them pictures off over on our Facebook group page. Go over there, show it off, man. Show us what you're catching. And don't forget, take a kid with you, take some pictures. Let's get some more kids of the week going.
Warren said CLW is also getting a pole installed soon. LOL.
Yeah, Chris, that's the CLW after dark on Saturday nights.
After 10 p.m.
After 10 p.m. Man, the TikTok crew has come over tonight.
So if you guys aren't subscribed to Jamie's channel, it's Carolina Lake Weights on YouTube. If y'all are not subscribed to mine, it's El Gato Azul TV on YouTube. We both have Facebook groups. Uh, Carolina Lake Weights has a Facebook group. I run that page. Carolina Lake Weights has a company page uh, where they post new products and stuff like that. We have a Kid of the Week contest we do every week that just gives the kids a little, shines a little spotlight on the kid of the week who did something cool. We got a bunch of sponsored angler pro staff teammates that are out there catching fish and using the products. If you have questions, feel free to ask any one of our guys. They're all really good dudes. They're willing to help. And I know a lot of guys want specifics for their lakes. So if you need specifics on a lake that's near you, you're needing some help on how to fish it, what areas to look, you can contact me. I will get you in touch with somebody in your area that can help you with your specific fishery if I can. And so far, every time someone's asked, I've been able to get them in touch with somebody who can give them inside information and be helpful. So that's kind of what I do for Carolina Lake Weights. I connect people. I try to help Jamie and Rebecca as best I can. I run the teams over there, and I enjoy it, and I appreciate everything that you do for me, buddy. So
Well, anytime, brother. I know we sure appreciate it. And guys, we love you all out there, and we do appreciate it. That's for sure.
well, it's another great show, buddy. I
Another
don't know
one in
what
the
we're going to
books.
talk about next week, but I got a pretty good idea. We could probably figure something out.
That's
So,
it.
appreciate everybody stopping in, spending a little bit of time with us each week, spending some time with us tonight.
Yep.
Been fun. Tight lines. God bless. Azul out.
Have a good one, y'all.